Hey everybody, welcome to Let's Play Pokemon Heartgold. It has been way too long since my last Pokemon Let's Play, Pokemon Red, which was almost 2 years ago now, so I am really looking forward to this one. Heartgold is, in my opinion, one of the best games, if not the best game, in the entire series. It's a remake of the original Generation 2 games, Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver, which are a lot of people's favorites. And it really does everything that a great remake should. It keeps all the good stuff from the original games, it polishes the areas that could use a little bit more polish, and it adds in all of the cool new moves and mechanics, and eventually all the new Pokemon from Generations 3 and 4. So let's go ahead and get started. I am going to show the intro sequence in this episode only. Without any further ado, let's play. Alright, cool little intro there. That's a little sneak preview of some of the places we'll be going to, some of the Pokemon we'll be catching, and some of the people we'll be meeting. I don't need to know any of the controls. Looks like the sun is descending in the sky. So this would be what is called twilight, wouldn't it? Sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Oak, but everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor. Before we go any further, I'd like to tell you a few things you should know about this world. This world is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokemon. And there's one now. We humans live alongside Pokemon as friends. At times we play together, and at other times we work together. Some people use their Pokemon to battle and develop closer bonds with them. Now, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? Are you a boy or are you a girl? Won't you please tell me? I am a boy. So you're a boy then. Please, tell me your name. Alright, so for those of you who watched my Pokemon Red Let's Play, you'll remember we named ourselves Kant after Kanto. In a similar vein, I'm going to name this character Joe, after the region we'll be playing in, Johto. I did think about spelling it J-O-H as like part of the word Johto, but we'll go with a more normal spelling for a name, J-O-E. Your name is Joe. Joe, are you ready? Your very own tale of grand adventure is about to unfold. Fun experiences, difficult experiences, there's so much waiting for you. Dreams, adventure, let's go to the world of Pokemon. I'll see you later. Alright, and here we are. I guess we'll get to decide our rival's name a little bit later on. There is a rival in this game, just like the first game, but we haven't met him yet. And we have mail from Lyra, who I think is sort of like your friendly rival. I would like to read the mail. Adventure! Excited! I love Pokemon! Lyra. She's very excited. I'm sure we'll meet her in person soon. And Lyra is actually like the player character if you choose to be a girl. Actually, Crystal, which was a Generation 2 game, is the first one that lets you choose between being a boy or a girl in the game. And but I think the default name for that character was Crystal. Or maybe it was Chris, something like that. Anyway. Hi, Joe. You're finally awake. Your friend Lyra was just here. She was playing hide and seek with her Meryl. Oh, I almost forgot. Our acquaintance, Professor Elm, was looking for you. He said he had a favor to ask of you. You know where the lab is, right? It's right next door to us. By the way, do you have everything you need to go out? Here, use this bag to carry things. This is your trainer card. Here you can save a record of your progress. These are also rather helpful. Yes, they are. Just try touching the buttons, and you'll know what to do in no time. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is change our options. We are going to set the text speed to fast, because mid is actually pretty slow in my opinion. Battle scene, I think it's just like the battle animations. We'll keep those on. Battle style, I am going to switch to set. That basically means that you don't get a free switch whenever your opponent has a Pokemon faint and brings out a new one. The game is already really easy as it is, and in my opinion, doing that makes it almost boringly easy. We'll leave the sound on stereo. Button mode, I guess I'll make L equal A. And frame type 1 is fine. Alright, I'm going to save the game. Been playing for a whole 2 minutes already. I like how it says saving a lot of data, even though there really can't be that much data to save at this point. There we go. Alright, let's see what's on TV. A movie. 2 boys are in a cave searching for treasure. Alright, that's enough TV. Let's go outside and enjoy the fresh air. Which I can't do here, because it is currently winter and like 20 degrees outside, but much nicer here in New Barktown. And there's Lyra. And there's her Meryl. Meryl was actually one of the first Generation 2 Pokemon to ever be revealed. Back in the Pikachu preview movie thing before Mewtwo Strikes Back. Snubbull was the other one. I remember them being like so cool, like, oh my god, new Pokemon. Alright, Joe's house, that's gotta be the lab. Is this Lyra's house here? Yes, it is. Yo, Joe! I hear Professor Elm discovered some new Pokemon. Oh, very cool. I like the wind power turbines near their houses. Hi, Joe. Lyra's upstairs. She's playing games as usual. You didn't bring your Pokemon? Oh, I should have known. You don't have your own Pokemon yet. Well, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings, Joe. Yes, you did. I'm terribly hurt. Need to get a Pokemon as soon as possible. There they are. Joe! Professor Elm was looking for you. Did you go to his lab? No, but I guess I should. We met Professor Oak during the intro, and we'll meet him in-game a little bit later on. But Pokemon Elm is our regional Pokemon professor. Just another house there. Won't bother going inside. Thank you. And who's this strange fellow peeking in the window? So this is the famous Elm Pokemon Lab. What are you staring at? Well, excuse me. I'm sure we'll meet him again soon. Huh? Me? I'm not the professor. He's at the back of the room. Hi, Joe. I've been waiting for you. Do you know anything about my research? As you know, Pokemon are carried in Pokeballs these days. But before the Pokeball was invented, people used to walk with Pokemon. Just like your friend Lyra does. Pokeballs are great because you can carry many Pokemon. But walking with Pokemon must have some advantages. It could have something to do with how Pokemon grow or evolve. So I'm going to give you a Pokemon. Can you walk beside this Pokemon outside of its Pokeball to see if it brings any special feelings or bonds between Pokemon and people? The device over there has some Pokemon you could choose from. Oh, hey, I got an email. Okay. Hey, listen, I have this acquaintance that people call Mr. Pokemon. He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It's probably another Pokemon egg, but we're still so busy with our Pokemon research. Wait, I know! You can go in our place, right? Can we count on you? You can choose one of the Pokemon over there. Alright, let's do it. I love how it really feels like there's so much going on in this world, and you've arrived at a really exciting time in the Johto region. Alright, so we could choose Chikorita, the grass-type Pokemon. We could choose Totodile, the water-type Pokemon. Or Cyndaquil, the fire-type Pokemon. As usual, it's a water, grass, or fire starter. And the first time I play a game, I always go with the water starter, Totodile in this case. But in this case, we're actually going to choose Chikorita, because I'm going to get a different water-type Pokemon later on. Cyndaquil's pretty cool too, but in my opinion, of all the fire starters, Cyndaquil and Quilava and Typhlosion aren't really the greatest. They're okay, but they're not as exciting as, say, Charizard or Infernape or some of the others. Alright, Chikorita it is. So, you like Chikorita, the grass-type Pokemon. I'm being boring and hitting the A button instead of the touchscreen. But I'll get used to it. Yes, we are going to give a nickname to Chikorita. In fact, do I have a stylus here? Yes, I do. That'll help. Alright, we have a male Chikorita. Most Chikorita are male, 87.5%. And we are going to name Chikorita... Oh, nope, that's the wrong letter. Ah. I feel like my screen is like a little bit off, like it's not choosing the thing I'm clicking on. Alright, we are going to name Chikorita Cherry. Just like the last game, I'm going to name my Pokemon after different places and cities in the game. So we are going to name our grass type, Cherry, after Cherry Grove City, which I believe is right next door. Is Cherry the nickname you want to give? Yes, it is. How do you like walking with your Pokemon? It's not bad, is it? You can take it all the way to Mr. Pokemon's house. If your Pokemon gets hurt, you can heal it with this machine. It's so easy to use. Just check the PC on my desk. Mr. Pokemon goes everywhere and finds rarities. His house is past Cherry Grove City. Go north a little bit past Cherry Grove. I'm counting on you, Joe. Don't worry, Professor, I will not let you down. And neither will Cherry here. Alright. Can't interact with these machines. Joe, I want you to have these to help you with your task. Potions, very useful. Those will heal our Pokemon by 20 HP. Pokemon are weak in the beginning. Don't hesitate to use a Pokemon if you think yours is in danger. Looks like Meryl's excited. And so is Lyra. Joe! So you picked a Chikorita! That's a cute Pokemon you have. Hey, it's not cute, it's fierce. When you walk with it, it'll become more friendly. You should turn around and talk to it sometimes too. Oh, that's right. Why don't you show it to your mom? See ya. Ooh, I think our mom might give us the running shoes. I really hope so, because running shoes are among my favorite items in the entire game. So how you doing, Cherry? Nice to meet you. Staring intently at the sky. Not really paying attention to me yet, but I suppose it's spent a lot of time in its Pokeball and not a lot of time outside. So that is understandable. Hey Mom, meet Cherry, the Chikorita. Oh, Joe, that's a cute Pokemon you have. Professor L must have given it to you. He has a task for you, you say? What kind of task? I see. That sounds a little difficult. But when someone makes that kind of request of you, it must be important. Oh, that's right, I completely forgot. Your Pokegear came back from the repair shop. Here you go. I don't really remember what that does. Guess what? You can use the Pokegear to make a phone call, too. Oh, okay, it's like our cell phone. Just power it on and touch the telephone button, okay? The names of people you call are automatically registered. I can't believe it's so easy to make a phone call. What'll they come up with next? That's right, Pokemon Gold, which this game is based on, was the first new Pokemon game, Pokemon Gold and Silver. I guess Pokemon Yellow was the first real new game, but it was really Pokemon Red and Blue, just with some little additions to it. One of those additions was, of course, the ability to have your starter Pikachu follow you around. Wait a second! I almost completely forgot about this. Here's my number. Well, I'm kind of glad he waited, because if he had given it to me before, I would have had to like write it down, since I didn't have my Pokegear on me. I'll call you if anything comes up. And that he will. So, one of the additions to Heartgold and Soul Silver, which is not in Gold and Silver, is the ability to have your Pokemon follow you around and actually see them outside. That's something that very few games do. I think Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu do that again for all your Pokemon, but up until that point, I think this is the only series of games that does that. Let's go into the tall grass. That's one of the things I really enjoy about Heartgold and Soul Silver. It makes it feel a little bit more like a realistic game. Alright, and we are facing a Sentret. Let's see what Cherry knows. Tackle and Growl. Let's start with a Growl to reduce Sentret's attack. Sentret used Foresight, which doesn't really do anything to me. Foresight normally makes a Ghost Pokemon able to be hit by normal and fighting moves. I think it might also lower your evasiveness, or cancel out evasiveness gains. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. We'll talk more about mechanics as we get later in the game. But for now, all you need to know is that Growl will make them do less damage, and Tackle will do damage. Pretty simple stuff. So one of the cool things that I'd actually forgotten about until Professor Elm mentioned it is that when you walk with a Pokemon, it actually increases their friendship towards you, which is really important because, like he said, some Pokemon only evolve or some moves improve or decrease their power based on your friendship with your Pokemon. Let's walk a little bit further. I don't want to get too far ahead because we might need to heal up, but maybe we can make it all the way to Cherry Grove City. Another Sentret here. And Friendship was one of the new mechanics added as part of Generation 2. They added Friendship, they added some new evolution methods, they added Night and Day, which is really important and really cool. We'll see a lot of things based on Night and Day and time of day later on. Days of the week are also new. So the whole timekeeping system was a big upgrade. There are even Pokemon who evolve into different Pokemon depending on whether it's nighttime or whether it's daytime. But I'm sure most of you guys already knew that. Alright, Cherry is level 6 and learn Razor Leaf. That's a very good move at level 6. So that's really exciting. Let's go ahead and check out our new moves. I'm pretty sure whichever Pokemon is at the top left is the one who walks next to you. It's also the one who comes out first whenever you enter a battle. Alright, Cherry is an Impish nature. Not sure what Impish does. I guess I could look it up real quick if you'll give me a split second here. Let's see, Pokemon Natures. Nature basically increases the stats of, increases one of your Pokemon stats and decreases another. So Impish, for example, increases defense and decreases special attack. So maybe not the best for Chikorita. Chikorita actually has a decent special attack, and we will use some special attacks. But at the end of the day, I do want to make my Meganium, which is its final form, a physical attacker. So I'm okay with that. Impish is pretty good. How do I see moves? Alright, Tackle, Growl, and Razor Leaf. So Tackle is 35 base power, 95% accuracy. It's a physical move, which means it affects the amount of damage it does is based on your Pokemon's attack and your enemy's defense. Special attacks are based on your special attack and your opponent's special defense. Growl decreases their damage by lowering their attack stat, just temporarily, just for the battle. And Razor Leaf also has 95% accuracy, but it does do more damage, and it has a high critical hit chance. So let's go ahead and move Razor Leaf to the top slot. I like keeping my moves organized in the order I tend to use them. And we will probably be using Razor Leaf very often. Let's see what's up here. The only time we wouldn't use it would be if we're against like a flying type, which grass is not very effective against. In that case, we would use Tackle. Speaking of flying types, there's one now. Let's just go ahead and use Tackle. For longer battles, it's a good idea to use stat-changing moves early on, like Growl, and then start doing damage, but I think I can probably defeat it in 3 attacks. This will probably be a pretty quick battle. There we go. Good job, Cherry. Got plenty of XP for that. Let's see what item this is. Another potion, alright, very useful. Sometimes you can find items lying around too. Oh, Chikorita looks happy. It wants to lead. Well, it is leading, so keep it up. A lot of times The Pokemon creators like to hide items in like the end of areas, like little dead ends, or in areas of no tall grass that are in the middle of fields of tall grass. Alright, let's try a Growl this time. And then I think we will try to move on to Cherry Grove. Oh, Razor Leaf, didn't mean to hit that, but that's okay, it'll still do a lot of damage. And the reason for that is because of something called Same Type Attack Bonus, or Stab for short. What Stab does is any move that your Pokemon uses that is the same type as the Pokemon, so in this case we're Grass type, and Razor Leaf is a Grass type attack, automatically gets a 50% power boost to it. So a super effective attack is doubled, a not very effective attack is halved. Stab is somewhere between very normally effective and super effective. And the bonuses can multiply, so if you use a stab attack that's also super effective, it'll be 3 times as powerful. And I'm sure a lot of you guys already knew that already, and probably know a lot of this stuff, but hope you don't mind me going over some of these basics for people who might be new to the game, or might have just played very casually and don't really understand some of the mechanics. It does give me something to talk about during these Let's Plays. I'm going to go ahead and run away just because I want to make it to Cherry Grove. I don't want Chikorita to faint before we get there. Alright, let's see if Cherry Grove is after this field. I think it is. Sentret, level 2. It's only level 2, I'm pretty sure we can take him pretty easily, so let's go ahead and fight this one. One thing I enjoy about the Generation 2 games is that they're very much based on the Generation 1 games. Like, they are very much meant to feel like Johto and Kanto are right next door, which they are, and part of the same closely related world. The later games are more about like a fresh start, they're kind of more self-contained. They do have some of the older Pokemon, or most games do, but Johto has a lot of the same Pokemon as Generation 1. It's like Generation 1 plus a whole bunch of really cool bonus stuff, which I know a lot of people, myself included, really liked, because Generation 1 was all we knew. We played it non-stop for like 3 years, whatever it was, so it was really kind of nice to see these games as a direct sequel. Alright, we are level 7. I know I keep saying I'm going to run away, but why not? Okay, not quite a 2-hit KO. We got lucky there, and Pidgey missed. Oh, we got not lucky there, and our attack missed. Alright, now that we're 4 levels higher, Pidgey's attacks aren't doing very much damage. So a good example of what I was just talking about is that in a lot of the new games, they introduce a new really weak normal type Pokemon like Sentret and a really weak flying type. In this case, it would be Hoot. That's pretty much true of all the generations, I think. Oh, that's not Cherry Grove, that's a gate. Well, drats. I don't think that guy's a Pokemon trainer, but I don't really want to risk it in case he is. Let's jump down here. If I had the move Cut, I could get through those trees and take a shortcut. Crap. Okay. So I hate to do this, but let's head back to Professor Elm's lab and heal up. And then we will make a beeline for Cherry Grove City, because I would like to get on with things, and I know that you guys would as well. We have plenty to do and see, and our adventure is only getting started. Now there is a new flying type, or starter flying type, so to speak, in this game called Hoot, which I just mentioned. It evolves into Noctowl, a pretty cool Pokemon. Not the most powerful in the game, but it's okay. You could definitely get by with it if you really like Noctowl. It does learn some psychic type attacks, which is pretty cool. Not a lot of normal and flying types can say that. But the cool thing about Hoot is that it tends to come out at night, because it's based on an owl, as its name would suggest. So we are not going to see any, probably until nighttime. Alright, so he is not a trainer, he just gives advice. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that we won't actually meet another trainer until after Cherry Grove. Once we get to a Pokemart 2, I will start buying some repels, so I'll probably show a few wild Pokemon battles in each area, just so you guys can kind of see what Pokemon are available. But I'll do most of my training off-screen and I will tend to use repels while I'm going through tall grass on screen. I will show trainer battles though, because those are a little more intense and a little more interesting. Alright, there we go. Oh, I wanted to take a break, so I saved to record my progress. Yes, we'll be doing that very soon. So this is a gatehouse. Different kinds of Pokemon appear past here. If you want to catch them all, you have to look everywhere. You can't climb ledges, but you can jump down to take a shortcut. We saw some ledges already, and there'll be more here. The reason he's telling you that is because Route 46 is actually a very high-level route. We will come back here after we beat the 8th gym, and it's not going to be too hard in this part. A dead end? Did I take the wrong path? Pretty much. So you can see here, you can only go one way on this route, and it's the other way. So there might be some Pokemon here that you can't find elsewhere. Maybe a Geodude or Fanfi. I'm not really sure what appears in this area. But the Pokemon in this little field here are low level, since you can get to this field right away. And in the rest of the fields, they are much, much higher level. Let's find one more Pokemon in this field just to see if we get anything cool. We did face our first Rattata, which is not really that interesting. Alright, come on, something interesting. Let it be another Rattata. Okay. Well, we tried. This one is level 4, and it knows Quick Attack. Quick Attack is a move that pretty much always goes first. It basically always goes first unless the other Pokemon also uses a priority move. Critical hit. Critical hits do double damage. In later games, they actually do 1.5 damage. But I think that's a Generation 6 change, maybe? Somewhere around there. Alright. Oh, it's starting to get dark out. That's pretty cool. Now, I don't know... Yeah, that's based on real-world time, I'm pretty sure, which is really cool. A lot of video games have like day-night cycles, but they're much, much shorter. I actually really like it when it's based around the real-world clock. It gives you an incentive to play at night or play during the morning. Like, I used to wake up early on Saturdays to do things you could only do in the morning. How many video games get you to wake up early on a Saturday? Probably not too many. Pidgey, we will run from this Pidgey. Oh, but it's level 2. Okay. Maybe it'll be a one-shot. Not quite. I just figure at this point it's almost quicker to kill it than it is to run away, and if I defeat it, I get some XP, so might as well go for it. And up here I see a berry tree. Also a new addition to these games were berries. Apricorn tree, there's nothing to put in it. Oh, I think the mechanics changed a little bit between Generation 2 and the remakes. He is waiting for a Pokemon that appears only at night. Must be Hoot Hoot, because I don't think anybody else only appears at night. Just a little field down here. Yeah, we'll explore down there a little bit later, but for now, let us arrive at Cherry's namesake, the one and only Cherry Grove City. You're a rookie trainer, aren't you? I can tell. That's okay. Everyone is a rookie at some point. If you'd like, I can teach you a few things. Okay, follow me. Oh, I didn't say anything. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you weren't wearing the running shoes. I'll try to go as slow as possible, so try keeping up. Yeah, rub it in, why don't you? This is a Pokemon Center. They heal your Pokemon in no time at all. You'll be relying on them a lot. Hey, is that like a dig there? So you better learn about them. I love this music. This is a Pokemon Mart. They sell Pokeballs for catching wild Pokemon and other useful items. Route 30 is out this way. Trainers will be battling their Pokemon there. If you go a little farther, you'll see Mr. Pokemon's house. That's our goal. I see a fisherman across the way. This is the sea, as you can see. Some Pokemon are found only in water. That's true, and you can catch them by using fishing rods, which we'll get a little later on, or by surfing, which we'll get much later on. This is my house. Hey, running shoes. Don't worry, these are brand new. Guide Gent. Touch the sprint button on the touchscreen to sprint. Alright, so we have running shoes, which is awesome. Look how fast we go. You can also turn them off and I think hold down the B button. Yeah. That's how it used to be back when these came out. I think these might have been a Generation 3 edition, but don't quote me on that. But now you just toggle them, which is really, really great. But alright guys, it has been about a half an hour, so I am going to call it a day, or rather call it an episode. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed our adventure so far, and will stay tuned for more. I will see you right back here in just a few minutes.